this country is going through hell and back. And that's not a lie, that's a truth. That's the truth. You can say how it's going to hell and back. That's where it can come subjective. Like what has caused it, and you know what. Like, here's my thing. When are you ever going to see times that look like you're in a non-stop Michael Bay movie? Or you're in, like we're living in, I hate to say it, we are living in an epic. I kind of like to say it, because I kind of think it's cool living in a walking legend. We are all living in this together. We are living in something out of a movie. We truly are. President's being attacked all over the place. President's life is in constant danger. The church is under assault. The religious order of the fabric of America is being society, and we got to raise up heroes to fix it. I mean, this is something that any Hollywood writer could only dream of. This is an epic. This is like, put this way, I want to put it in this perspective for you. This is a James Bond movie that we are all living in. This is James Bond jacked up on 24 on steroids and meets Jason Bourne. This is what we're living in. We are living in James Bond jacked up with 24 on steroids meets Jason Bourne with a thrown in Lord of the Rings element to it. That's what we're living in. We are living in a walking blockbuster. If our life was a movie, if I wish my life was a movie, we are living in a 10 Academy Award blockbuster movie. This is our world, and I think it's wonderful. I don't like seeing the world go to hell, but if I can enjoy a little bit of it, why not? If I can enjoy the excitement, at least from a mirror. If I can see things through, and see when people say, well, you're being insensitive when you talk about dreary things in a light way, when bringing light in a light manner, when you're talking about dreary and depressing things with a light manner, how am I being insensitive? I don't like being depressed. All you guys can be depressed all you want. That's the problem with people here. Is everyone here, this is the problem I have with people. People today, they want to be depressed, and they just want people to just be depressed with them. They want everyone depressed and miserable. That's why we have people today on so many drugs. Here's something I don't get. Here's the thing I don't get. Why would you take an antidepressant? I thought the problem with taking it, why would you take an antidepressant that has a result of making you suicidal? Isn't that the purpose of antidepressants, is to make you not want to kill yourself? Yet it's saying that there's symptoms that will make you suicidal. That doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, there's gonna be some idiot, some idiot that wants to worship at the altar of modern medicine and modern psychology, that will tell me it's because of a chemical reaction and this and that, and allergic reaction and this and that. And I'm like, dude, shut the hell up, man. Honestly, do people even hear themselves? do people even hear themselves sometimes? Because they sound so stupid. They open their mouth and they put their foot in it. And I hate to complain now, but like, come on, for heaven's sakes, really? Good grief, really? Please, everyone, think about what you're going to say before you open your mouth. An old proverb. Like an old proverb. Better if people think you're an idiot, and then you open their mouth and you confirm what they were believing. I'm kind of butchering the proverb here, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like I don't get it. Do people even understand? Like, maybe I live in a world where things were a little bit more different. Maybe I'm still hoping it was 1950 or something. Maybe I'm still hoping that we were back in the 50s when society was sane. Like, and people call me rigid and pharisaical, and and everything can be solved with pharmaceutical, and we live in a world where everything can be solved with a pharmaceutical, and everything can be solved with socialized medicine, and the rich earn too much, and every day, and people's biggest problems is people's biggest problems are that the only thing we need are food and fornication, and we're living in a walking Babylon, people. We are living in a walking Babylon of decadence. I just listen. All I need is this. All I need is him. This is who I need. That's my medicine. That's my medicine to my normalcy, my relative normalcy. I'm going to go receive him tonight. He's my hero, and he's my beloved Lord and Savior, and I love him so much. Sound cliche at this point, but all of you could use a little bit of Jesus in your life. I mean, like, people, you will say, well, the Catholic Church has all these rules and regulations. Well, guess what? That's part of the club. You want eternal happiness, you gotta suffer in this life so you don't have to suffer in the next. Because this is the problem with people. It's not a problem with the rules per se, because people obey the law and they live absolutely amoral lives. They understand the law and the penal aspect of the law. I mean, I pay my taxes, and I give to charity here or there. I'm relatively, humanistically speaking, I'm an upstanding citizen. In God's eyes, you're a frickin' pig. However, I know this is the most nicest way of saying things. However, I'm not relatively when it comes to talking about the truth. I don't hold any punches. My job is not to coddle you or tell you that it's okay. Everything can be solved with a therapy dog, and them evil white supremacists, them Catholics are evil white supremacists, and then Nazis, and just all this other nonsense. That's just. But it's absolutely a wonderful time to be alive. I cannot deny that. It's absolutely a wonderful time to be alive. End of summer. It's a new age we live in. Like, honestly, who would ever have thought we'd have Donald John Trump as our president? I really want people to answer that. Ask themselves this. We have a WWE Hall of Famer as our president. We have a person whose biggest thing in his life me personally, I think the best part of his life was he got to shave Vince McMahon's head off. Shave his hair off. That's who our president is. A person who shaved the head of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We have a person who throughout his candidacy made jokes about every screw jobber in politics. We have a president who threw a monkey wrench into the whole established order just by his presence. Just by his very presence, he threw a political monkey wrench into both political parties. Just think about that for a minute. One man did that. Now, I know people are going to say Bernie Sanders did that with the Democratic Party. I agree in part. I agree with that in part, meaning I agree with his presence and the movement he galvanized the Democratic Party. He absolutely galvanized the Democratic Party by his presence, but he softened it up for Trump to go for the kill. That's all he did. Trump would have did it no matter what. But Trump would have did it no matter what. Bernie just made the job just a tad bit easier for him. And I wouldn't even say it was really Bernie that did it, because the Democratic Party's already socialist. They really are. They're not capitalist anymore. They're socialist. But here's the thing that really, gets my gears going mentally. In the last 45 years, Planned Parenthood Federation of America has pushed the number of aborted children into the 300 million mark. Well over the 300 million mark, actually. That means over the course of the last 47 years, 47 years, Planned Parenthood has systematically slaughtered over 300 million people. You want to know who your real modern day Nazis are? Look no further than any abortion mill. Excuse me. Every abortion mill has, well, at least with Planned Parenthood, every Planned Parenthood facility has the name that is attached to a Nazi. I mean a Nazi. Hitler got his ideas for the final solution from the Democratic Party. Hitler got his ideas for the final solution for the Holocaust from Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger is the foundress of Planned Parenthood Federation of America. She took article submissions for her publication, The Birth Control Review, her propaganda outfit, and took submissions from Dr. Joseph Mengele, among others. In the 1920s, there was a prominent and wide accepted scientifically philosophical worldview called eugenics. That there were traits, undesirable traits, within certain ethnic demographics. For Irish, it was drunkenness. For Black, it was illiteracy. For, I think it was with Jews, it was I don't know what it was for Jews, but they didn't like Jews either. But as well, I'll tell you the undesirables that were on the list, and tell me this doesn't sound identical to Hitler. Prostitutes, Hispanics, gays, Jews, blacks, gypsies, Catholics. This is Hitler's playbook in a nutshell. His idea wasn't Hitler's idea was not original. It wasn't. When black women go to abort their kids, they are becoming slaves to the same process that the same people. Margaret Sanger was also a Klanswoman. So when people tell me that I'm anti-woman and anti-black because I don't support abortion, I gotta ask them. I gotta ask them something. What's different from me protecting the life of an unborn fetus in the womb? If I'm so anti-woman and anti-black, then they're Hitler. Because I'm just against the murder of an unborn child in the womb. You not only support that by your own supporting of that organization, but you also support racism, anti-Semitism, you support anti-Catholicism, you support anti-Hispanicism, you just support everything evil. Everything you are accusing me of, you are doing yourself, and you don't even know it. Why else do you think no one in Planned Parenthood talks about Margaret Sanger? Because it's not really, if you're running on the basis of equal opportunity and women's rights, that's not the best person you want to bring up, especially if that person is, the founder of the company that you represent, in the name of egalitarianism. You don't want to bring that up. You don't. Because that's like, that's the nail. If you look her up, she's a nail in the coffin to everything Planned Parenthood claims to be. Their founder is their own demise. That's why they keep her like in a closet. They don't want her history coming out, because they know that EWTN and other Catholic outfits have already, and other Christian outfits, news outfits and so on, have already exposed her, and they've been able to push them aside as they have an already well-established bias against us. They're doing this because their beliefs say so. They're doing this because their church says so. So therefore, their dogma is allowing them to circumvent reason. That's their argument here. Meanwhile, if you have more people who are not religious, I could give you two reasons why. I can give you two people who agree with me that would tell you, who would agree with me, who are not religious. They're not like me. They They don't clutch the beads. They don't go to town with Mama Mary, you know. And my grandparents, they'll say, well, you got your beliefs from them, you evil sexist. I'm like, my grandmother is not a feminist. My grandmother is as far from a traditional Catholic, is as far from a traditional Catholic view. My grandmother is as far from a traditional Catholic view on the role of women in the household. It's very far out. It's as far from that as you could possibly imagine. However, it's not third wave feminism. It's not first wave feminism. Hell, it's not even second wave feminism. It's none of it. It's just she doesn't believe that there is an obligation to women unless of certain fixed conditions, economic conditions, for them to work. She believes if a woman wants to work, she has to work. She should work, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter if there's kids at the house. She believes that the rights of her circumvent the rights of the kids. Circumvent her responsibilities, that her rights to just be an idiot and just be, irresponsible, circumvent the responsibilities. And this is what happens when you have a society that becomes so decadent and so complacent, is you have a culture of people that think they can do anything they want. Anything. But God bless. Viva Jesus. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.